Good day, doodlers. Welcome to Draw Cartoons. If you want to learn how to draw the fast and easy way, this is the place to be. October is going by spookily fast. If you need to draw the scariest cartoon haunted house ever just in time for your upcoming Halloween party, then look no further, fellow ghoul. Throw us a like on the video if you enjoy it and make sure you watch it all the way through because, as always, I've slipped in a few spooky tips in there. Now, you'll need a pencil, paper, an eraser, and a Sharpie to get going. Let's go! Let's get started. But first, if you want to learn to draw the fast and easy way, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. Let's begin. So grab your pencil and near the bottom of your page you want to draw a horizontal line. It's fairly wide, probably about half the width of your paper altogether or something like that, because that's going to be the floor or the foundation that our haunted house is standing on. And then either side of that, let's just bring a diagonal line down either side. This is going to be like a big kind of staircase leading up. So speaking of that staircase, we're just going to draw that in now. Just a couple of rectangles, very long and thin, very wide, and not particularly tall, just to kind of show off that they are indeed stairs. If they were really tall stairs, maybe they'd be even spookier, but you know, because it'd be much harder to climb. But that's not what we're going to go for these particular stairs. So nice and simple, just 3 rectangles. One at the top is the smallest, and then they kind of get wider as you go down towards the bottom. And now either side of this, I'm just going to draw a hill that's just kind of curving down and maybe a little bit off the page here. Haunted houses are always on hills. I don't know what that's all about, but they're usually depicted on hills. I guess it makes them look a bit more scary. So we've got the absolute bottom of our haunted house done. We've got the steps you're going to walk up. So now it's time to plan out the shape of our house. What I like to do, and what we're going to do, I'm going to show you a technique on how to draw a different house each and every time. I like to start with a big box, pretty much in the middle, and I'm going to give it some funny angles here. So it's not a perfect box at all. You can see it kind of stretches up this way a tiny bit. It's a little bit wonky, and the more wonky your haunted house is, arguably the better, because it looks even spookier, it looks even more awkward, like it was built by zombies or ghosts or something like that. So you want to keep it kind of wonky and bendy. So once you've drawn this first box, let's add a little roof to it by just drawing a small triangle with the very top kind of cut off and joining in with that roof there. Okay, and now we need a big spooky door, so I think a good way to draw this, in the middle of this square, I like to give it kind of an egg shape, where the bottom of the egg, we can't really see it, and then we cut it in half. And then we need some knockers either side of that door, so we need one here. I'm going to draw a circle here, and then a ring, just kind of poking out of that circle, sitting underneath it like that. Nice and simple knocker for you. So then on the other side again we've got this kind of circle and then a ring with the top going through that circle there. If it makes it look a bit spooky, you can draw some planks of wood down this door like this. Just sketch them in lightly. There we go. Yeah, that looks kind of spooky actually. And now we'll draw some railings for the porch of this house. So what I like to do here is I like to draw again a line that just kind of goes to about a third of the way up the sides of the house. It doesn't quite make it to the door, it just stops before the door and then comes down to the top of the stairs. And we need to do it on the other side, so I'm just going to add a little box on this side too. And then for the extra spooky factor here, we want to draw some diagonal wonky lines, just kind of draw them with a bit of a left-right skew as you go along, make them look really kind of dilapidated and worn down. Okay, just simple lines like that along those banisters, and there we go, our porch is already drawn. So let's give this the front of this house some windows, because even ghouls need to look outside every now and again. So I'm going to add a circular one on this side, and then inside of this I'm going to add a cross shape. Okay, make it look really like an old-fashioned window. And then on this side I could do another circular one if I wanted to, but I'm actually going to draw a square. I'm going to make it uneven. So I'm going back again to what I was saying before about keeping things uneven. Looks a little bit spookier. Looks like it was kind of thrown up in a hurry. And if you want, you can add some more lines to the face of this house. Just kind of planks of wood. It's a very wooden, creaky old house. Okay, there's going to be some here too behind this banister. So let's just draw those in real quick. And there we go. So we've got the very foundation of the very kind of bottom floor of this haunted house drawn in already. Now you can stop there if you want. If you want to stick with a haunted shack, that's up to you. But I'm going to build on this and turn it into a big scary mansion. So to do that, let's add some boxes to our drawing. Now you want to do this very gently with your pencil because these boxes are just going to be guidelines to begin with, and then we're going to build on them. So you can kind of go crazy with this, and this is where it comes from, where I said earlier how we're going to have a technique here to build a different looking haunted house each and every time, so you can kind of mix it up and go for a design that really kind of chills you to the bone once you experiment with it a lot. What I like to do is kind of like, if you look at if you've been to McDonald's or Burger King or something and you buy a packet of fries and you can see the fries just kind of sticking out at the top of the packet that you bought, they come out in all kinds of little angles like this, don't they? They all kind of just stick out. This one's kind of going this way and this one's going a little bit this way, so it's very uneven, very wonky, looks like it could collapse any moment, and that just makes it even spookier. So don't be afraid to overlap. There's going to be little bits of this tower in front of others, like this one is going to be in front of this one, so to speak, even though that one's bigger. So yeah, I just like to add a few kind of boxes just sticking out, and you can really experiment with this and go crazy with it, and even really over the top if you want. It's your cartoon haunted house and it can look as spooky and crazy and over the top as you like. So at the top of each of these, let's draw in some more roofs. So I'm going to draw one here, very much like the very bottom floor of my spooky haunted house here. Just another one of those kind of trapezoid shapes. And then I think on this one I'm going to go for a cone roof. So to do that, I'm going to draw a really tall triangle. Make sure you've got room at the top of your page. It doesn't really matter if it goes off the top of the page, to be honest. It's all a matter of perspective, and the more important part of the haunted house is down here. So any extremities that kind of poke off the top of your page, don't worry too much about it. But that's just a simple triangle, and what we can do is we can add some, if we draw some little U-shapes along it like this, you don't have to go all the way, you just add a few, but layer them like this. So you've got 3 there, maybe 2 here, maybe just 1 there as you go up. So you see, you don't have to draw the whole thing. That's just a handy little trick for you to shortcut into giving the impression that that is tiled. You have to draw each individual tile. It'll take you quite a while. So I'm going to add another little bit of roof to this. I'm going to add one to this as well. This is missing one. Okay. And oh yeah, I'm going to add another cone roof to this sticky out bit here. I don't know who lives in that room. I don't know who lives in that one, but they're going to have a hard time trying to sleep on the floor without rolling to one side, aren't they? But that's what we're going for here. So each of these needs a window, okay? Because it's not much of a room if it hasn't got a window. So we'll draw a circle with another cross in it again here, and see how I'm keeping the angle consistent. So the window doesn't look like this with a line that's perfectly straight going up. No, it doesn't look like that. It's following the shape of our tower going up here, like that, a diagonal angle. So I'll have another little circular window on this one. Keep it nice and neat, and this one's going to have a nice big rectangular window, so you really want to mix up these windows, alternate, and keep it quite unpredictable. The more irregular your building is, the more scary it'll be, and that's a fact. So another little box window here, little cross inside that one, maybe a really small window in this one. I really feel bad for whoever lives in that room. And right on top, I'm going to add another layer here, kind of like an attic room. So it's just another box sitting on this rooftop here. Give it another one of those cone roofs. And bonus points if you give it a bit of a curve. You see how that kind of curves like that? I don't know if that kind of comes across in my drawing, but I'll make sure to show it better when I go over this with my inks. And then going to add another tiny window in that one. And again, that little kind of cross shape inside it. Now, what you can do, you can continue to draw more kind of planks of wood, showing that this is a dilapidated old wooden house. It's been kind of thrown up, or maybe it's been there for such a long time it's starting to really creak and fall apart. So lots of little horizontal lines, going along this house. Okay, keep them nice and simple. You can overdo it. It can look too stripy if you overdo it. And there we go. And we can add several features to this, really. We could if you like, you could even add a little peephole at the top of this door if you really wanted to, so the ghoul butler can look out and see who's knocking on the door. And what I like to do, behind my haunted house, I like to draw the moon. And that's just a big circle, so behind the house I'm going to draw this big full moon behind it. Very much kind of like a werewolf full moon. Now, haunted house is the last place you want to be if it's a full moon, trust me. Okay. Nice big circle behind that. And it is a haunted house, so let's haunt it. So I'm going to add a little spooky ghost coming out from this roof here. And all I'm doing is just a bunch of squiggly lines for the arms. Are they arms? I guess they're kind of wings. Okay, and then flick up for the head here. That little pair of eyes in there. Just a couple of small, tall circles. Let's give him a smile. It doesn't really mean any harm, he just wants to spook somebody. Gonna draw that mouth open. Okay, just kind of giving it a wiggle to give the impression that the ghost is an apparition. It's just kind of half there, half not there. Okay, and then we can add some bats to this. So what I like to do to draw a really quick, simple bat is I draw a circle, very small circle, and then along the top of that circle, I draw a curve that dips down into the circle. And we end up with the kind of Taurus astrology symbol. Astrology? Yeah, I think that's astrology, isn't it? I'm not too up to date with all that stuff. So we end up with this kind of Taurus shape. And then starting at a wing, I like to just kind of draw these spikes curving up and down from the edge all the way to the center of our bat, like that. Very, very simple, very easy way of drawing a bat. And then you might want to add a couple of ears right in the middle there, and there you go, I got a nice easy bat. So I'm going to add another one of those down here. Again, just doing that kind of curve on top. And then lots of little spikes for those veins in the wings. There we go, spines rather. A couple of ears there. Okay, and so I'm going to add a few clouds actually, just a few curves that overlap and just kind of float above the house. Maybe one over here that's just kind of poking over my moon a bit here. So I'll make sure not to draw that little part of the moon. Okay, and so we've got our haunted house drawn and sketched. So I'm actually going to hide this one just for a moment. Okay, and I'm going to hide my example one as well. I'm going to show you how versatile this system is for drawing a really quick, easy haunted house. So another way you can do it, if you're feeling really experimental, you can start with those foundations again. Let's draw the floor. Okay, and then bring them down on the sides. Let's place it on a hill as well. Let's just draw the curves of the ground either side of that. And this time I'm going to draw the bottom floor of my house kind of curving like this. Okay, so this house is on the very verge of collapsing, isn't it? But the more kind of twisty and turny and awkward the house looks, the better, and you can really kind of play with this. So what was the next step? I mean, you can go ahead and draw the door at this point and the window if you like, but I'm going to jump ahead to the structure of the haunted house because that's the bit I really want to cover the most. So I'm going to draw, coming out from here, a box that turns into kind of an L shape like this. Okay, and it's a very, very awkward, inconsistent shape. It's a little bit fatter at this end than it is over here, but that's fine. That's definitely what I'm going for. And then I'm going to add a top floor here, well, an upper floor. I'm actually going to add another floor on top of that. There we go, getting thinner as we go up. And then I'm going to draw another kind of box sticking out on this side. Okay, so it's a really crazy shape. We've got boxes and boxes and boxes. And you can just kind of experiment with this and have things sticking out at awkward angles. And really, the weirder it looks, the better. So just go crazy with it. And then I'm going to add some roofs. I'm going to add a cone roof to this one. Make it nice and curvy and pointy. That's very unsettling. Kind of looks like a witch's hat. And this one's going to have another one of those kind of trapezium sort of roofs sticking on the top. Same for this one. And then another cone kind of shape on this one. I like to have cones on the tops of ones that are sticking out the most. So these ones will have trapezoid ones because they're supporting another floor, but this one's going to have a nice kind of curvy, twisted spire right at the top. So I'm going to draw a really tall door for this one. Nice tall door. Give it a bit of an uneven shape. Cut it down the middle. And then some knockers. So again, just doing that circle with a ring kind of hanging out. So once you get the hang of this, you can start drawing haunted houses very, very quickly. And if you just kind of keep playing with the design and keep experimenting, and if you do decide to experiment with your own drawing of a haunted house, absolutely go for it. And I'd love to see it as well. I've got the Discord channel link down below in the description. You can draw your own haunted house and you can post it there for everyone to see. I'd love to see your drawings, so feel free to share them anytime. I'm just adding a few finishing touches to my haunted house here. So a couple of horizontal lines across there, why not? Give it that wooden look. And you may have noticed I've not done my porch yet, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to give it a bit of a zigzag this time as I go up, and then down into another zigzag. So I'm going to draw the banisters of this a bit zigzaggy, so it really kind of looks like it's on its last legs. Maybe it's really rusted, it's been there for way too long. And now I'm going to show you something else to do with the stairs here. So instead of just drawing rectangles upon rectangles like this, instead of doing that, I'm going to draw them a bit bendier. So I'm going to draw a stair here at the very, very bottom of this door. But then I'm going to draw another rectangle over here. And then I'm going to draw a rectangle that comes a little bit more to the right. Then one that goes a bit more to the right. And then one that's just a tiny bit to the right before drawing another one that's much further to the left, like that. And we get this kind of awkward bending pattern as we go up the foundation of this house. And make sure you just draw the foundation as high as you do the bottom stair, or it might look a little bit odd. Okay, so that's, man, that looks awkward to climb, doesn't it? That's a horrible staircase, but the spookier the better. I'm going to draw a moon behind this one, so a nice big circle. You can draw your moon anywhere really. If you want, you could draw it up in the corner of your page, but I think it looks the spookiest when we draw a circle around it. Really kind of highlights the house and draws attention to it, and really gives the impression that something not good is going on in that spooky house. Okay, drawing some clouds just to kind of give it some atmosphere here. Oh yeah, some bats as well. Let's draw some more bats. Okay, so a few more of these kind of spines on these bats here, and a couple of horns. So once you get the hang of this, it can be really quick. You can draw loads and loads of haunted houses. So if you're planning like a Halloween party or something like that, or if you just quite frankly want to draw some spooky houses, yeah, a little bit of practice and this becomes very, very quick. So hope you enjoyed that. Grab your Sharpie, go over your haunted house with that. Don't go over any of these guidelines, like these are just guidelines here inside this roof. Okay, so go over your haunted house with your Sharpie and you'll end up with your very own awesome and super spooky drawing of a haunted house, just in time for Halloween. And there it is. So what kind of spooky monsters live in your haunted house? Ghosts, ghouls, zombies, vampires? Ooh, the list gets scary the more I think about it. I'd love to see your twisted, crazy interpretations of a spooky haunted house over on the Draw Cartoons Discord. You can share any other drawings as well, and tips and video ideas whenever you want, and absolutely everyone is welcome. Just scroll on down, hit the Discord link, and well, that's it. Welcome to the Discord Doodlers. Thanks for watching, by the way, and make sure you drop me a like and subscribe if you want to keep learning to draw the fast and easy way. Until next time.